love the way the show begins, where you have the whole idea of the strike, and Billy is being brought up with the father and the brother and the grandmother. When the father and the brother really attack Billy for what Billy wants to do, they can't understand it, and they can't accept it or respect it, and that leads into Billy's angry dance. And that is the end of Act 1. And he just storms on the stage, and the physical energy that he puts out during this number is mind-blowing. You've got to have the confidence to believe in yourself, because in our crazy world of today, with all of what's going on with the bullying and the cyberbullying and the texting, you know, you've got to be strong, and you can't let what people think about you and say about you worry you. You've got to just move forward.
Show. Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. Then you pack everything that you see here up, you load it into the trucks, you drive to the next city, and depending on how big you are, you either start loading in Monday, later in the afternoon, like between 3 and 6 o'clock in the afternoon, you work till midnight, you catch about 6 hours of sleep, then you come back to the theater, you've finished loading in, focusing, getting ready to do the show. You do it Tuesday night. You play Tuesday through Sunday, you pack it up, you throw it in a truck, Monday afternoon you start again in a different. What you see here is the cut down version of Billy Elliot. So we've removed the automation that was in all of the other productions. Automation costs money and takes time to load in. It's gone. We've removed, I don't know which versions of it you saw. Some of the versions of Billy Elliot have the house rising from the floor. Gone. It's a beautiful house unit. We don't lose, I mean, again, all of these changes, nothing has happened to the show. None of the storytelling has been cut, none of the songs have been cut. We've just approached the idea of how do you make this creation move without robbing from the visual storytelling. Shows have swings. Basically, an ensemble is composed of, in our case in Billy Elliot, several categories. We have the male ensemble, the female ensemble, what we call the ballet girl ensemble, and then we have sort of the various others. And each of those departments are covered by actors who learn all of the tracks involved in that. So there are 3 gentlemen who travel with us who know every male ensemble track, who know everything that the male ensemble does. There are 2 women who travel with us who know every track that the female ensemble does. And there are 2 sort of younger people who know every track that the ballet girls. This point forward to the back wall is the same from week to week to week to week. So that when you walk in, what were we talking about? Where were we? So that when you walk into the building, no matter what else has changed, no matter what else is different, your room, the location of your dressing room, the location of the stage door, the closest Arby's, all of that, at least you know that when you walk into this enclosure, it's exactly in a good world, in a good world for us, the male ensemble is centered like that, and up in this corner is what we call the tutu room and the female ensemble change area. The tutu room is for the little ballet girls. Tutu. We're very creative. And, of course, the female ensemble. We have a small problem here. There's a wall. So, before we go downstairs, the female ensemble and the ballet girls, instead of being able to change on deck, have to run down the stairs. Broadway shows is called from what we call the desk, which is right over here. This is all the cue lights and a monitor and a series of monitors, 4 of them in this case. Color monitor, so I can see what's happening on stage with the lights and see it in true. An infrared monitor, so that when the lights go out, I can still see what the hell is going on. A monitor that shows me the conductor, because it's a musical and this is important. And what I call an overstage shot, which is basically a camera that's mounted in the center of the lighting rig pointing straight. We move some of the things that are normally upstairs downstairs, just in no particular order. This is the drum hut where the drummer and percussionist plays. Normally this is actually out on the orchestra pit, but if this was out on the orchestra pit, this much of it would be sticking up above into the sight lines of the stage. It's that tall. Normally speaking, orchestra pit, you can control the floor height of the orchestra pit and lower it to where you need it to be so that it's not in your way. This orchestra pit doesn't move. So we put one of the walls out and went, that's a problem. And thus he went from being in the orchestra pit to being in the trap. All the information about the show on a day-to-day basis. Sign-in sheets, rehearsal schedules, personal day requests. We're about to go traveling again on Monday. We leave you all here and we go to Washington, D.C., so you have all of the bus and plane information so that everybody knows which way they're going. Degree in stage management. I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theatrical Production because at some point I may want to stop doing this and, God help you all, teach. But we're not there yet. But if and when that were to happen, I am qualified to do that because I do have a degree. And honestly, my schooling was a great opportunity. My undergraduate degree allowed me to meet people and work in the theatrical community in the city I was at the time. And my graduate degree allowed me to get my green card and get into this country. And again, to meet people, to work in the business, and to really make the connections that I needed to make to continue my career. And also, I mean, yes, an education has made me probably a better and more well-rounded person because I have an education. But I realized that I liked acting. I was interested in acting. I was interested in directing. I'm very good with technical theater, and it turned out that I know how to sort of puzzle my way through the big picture. And once I realized that, there was a position that would allow me to not have to divorce myself from any one particular aspect of the theater, I suddenly realized that I was a stage manager because I could still be involved in all the facets of the process. I rehearse, I'm involved in technical theater, I'm involved in the office part of it, the management part of it. So for me, I realized that being a stage manager allowed me to stay involved in every facet of it. I mean, and it's what a stage manager does, is understand the big picture, know all the rules, I go through the rehearsal process and I learn every track in the show, who does what, so that when things come up quickly, I can make a decision quickly